Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu is a TVY7 FE rated TV show, which in simpler words means that it's made for children or teenagers aged 7 and above. And the term FV means that it contains more violence and mature stuff than other normal TVY7 rated shows. But let's take a different and deeper look at this and see what age group Ninjago is really dedicated for and what evidence supports that. Hello friends and welcome back to another video. Obviously you saw the intro for this video, so I don't have to introduce the video again. And please don't accuse me of copying the Elder Lord because I totally didn't. So yeah, let's start with the video. If you just look it up on Google, you'll have various results, but the most common thing you'll see that it's for kids aged 6 to 8 or above. But there is this common sense media site that allows parents or kids to write their review on the show alongside what they think is the suitable age rating for the show. So let's take a look at some of these. Okay, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, you can pause the video and read it by yourself if you want, but I'm gonna read the most important things of this review. Ninjago is the best show in the world. Some people may find it childish, but it's actually for all ages, and a lot of people think that Ninjago is for all boys only, but that's not true. I'm a 13-year-old teenager and I'm possessed with it. There are a lot of other lessons and inspiring quotes, but it also contains some sensitive scenes like Zen sacrificing himself, Gamda's death. I would recommend this show for ages 6 and up because it has a bit of violence, but no blood or killing, but it depends on what the child is used to. My friend's brother is 5 years old and he is a big fan of it, and will for sure recommend it for girls too, because it shows how girls can be powerful too. So yeah, in this show you can obviously see that he's recommending the show for children ages 7 and up. So yeah, that's the first review we have. You also have this review which is basically a review for each season and telling you what the age rating for each season as well. So the first season is 5 and up, the second season is 8 and up, the third season for him is 10, same thing with Tournament of Elements. Same thing with season 5, but there's also 13 plus age rating for some reason. Same thing with season 6. Season 7 is 8. Season 8 is 13. Season 9 is 13 as well. The movie is 13 as well. They also say that Ninjago is not a show for snowflakes. So basically this review, like the most childish season in his opinion is like 5 and above, which is the first season. So yeah, you can see that the most common one in here is like 10 and above or something like that. This review says, I love the show, it's the best, but season 8 and 9 are just way too intense for children 10 and below, but it does have some good messages. This one says that his son is 7 and he got scared and cried with a couple of episodes. That's when I paid attention and realized that it is not a show for kids under at least 10. Other than that, it is a very good show to watch in family. Probably when my son is 10 we will resume it. So yeah, after reading all of these reviews, there is definitely a difference between what each parent thinks. Some said 5 while some said 11, but the 4 things they said to be the most mature or non-kid friendly about Ninjago are the language, violence, tragedy, and the themes. For the language, I mean, they never use swear words, but they use some rude insults like jerk, idiot, stupid, etc. And there can be a lot of this rude humor, which you know can teach a 70-year-old how to be an idiot and can influence them to go and call their friends or maybe even adults by those terms, which isn't really cool. So this makes the show unsuitable for kids 8 or below in my opinion. Then you have the violence, which is probably the weakest point of the 4, because in the end there is no blood or gore or anything uncomfortable to look at. I mean, it sure isn't the least violent thing ever, there is still fights and all, but it's not that severe. There's no scars or anything like that. Of course, you have exceptions like Zen vs Mr. E in season 8, which can be brutal, or also Garmadon demolishing Mr. E in season 9. But overall, it doesn't really make sense to me why some parents think it's not suitable for all children. So let's move on to the next point. The tragedy, which can be understandable. There's a lot of very sad Ninjago scenes, and for young children some of these can even lead them to depression, especially big ones like Zane's death or Garmadon's death. These are heroes of the series, so the kid will become really related to them, and if they die it will be literally the same to them as if their friend died or something, because kids don't really realize the difference between fictional characters and real characters. And that's why death in TV shows is really not healthy for kids, especially when it's a main character. It can lead to deep sadness for the child. And the catch is that Ninjago isn't afraid to do a lot of these, which is enough for me to wear the show for ages 10 and above. Next we have the themes, which is a big point as well. You have extremely serious themes like trust issues in season 8 or manipulation and war in season 4. These themes are not really meant for children to experience them that early in life. Like, why would a 9-year-old need to know that they should not trust anybody or that change in our lives is inevitable and all of these things? We are meant to learn these things when we are older because it will take away the innocence of that child. And Ninjago really takes a lot of these very serious and mature themes and makes them the main idea or theme for each season. Alongside the serious nature of the show and the voice acting, animation and those aspects, makes it less and less kid-friendly. The more realistic approach in the animation and the voice acting makes Ninjago even more mature and targeted towards adults rather than kids. But the silly humor sometimes and the nature of the show as a whole are also aspects that show that it's targeted for kids too. So it's really a fight between the writers who want to make it more targeted towards adults and LEGO who are trying to make it more appealing to children. The Hickmans even said in some of their tweets that they wanted to include kissing scenes, blood, more severe violence, and other things, but LEGO prevented them. And Ninjago has also some complicated writing that kids won't really understand, especially in season 4. It's not really that easy to understand, which makes it less fun for children. Why would I burn my brain at trying to comprehend the Serpentine Wars and its entire history while I can just watch Jerry beat the shit out of Tom? So yeah, that says a lot. But yeah, in the end I'd say that Ninjago is a kids show essentially, but it can also be targeted for teenagers and even adults who can enjoy it as much as its kids, if not even more. And that statement becomes clearer with each season with some exceptions. And in my opinion, kids aged 10 or lower should not really watch this show. So yeah, that's all for today's video. I don't really think that Ninjago is a kids show, and I think that it is made for everybody really, to watch and enjoy equally, unlike other shows that are made for kids only. So tell me what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share to your friends, and I'll see you next Saturday.